Hi everybody and welcome to this week's BBO weekly free instant tournament where we try to draw some general lessons about the play of the hands from the specific hands that are in the BBO weekly free instant tournament. So remember, you can play exactly the same hands in this event, and obviously it's better if you do it yourself before you come and watch the rest of this video. So it's under instant tournaments and weekly free instant tournament, and you just play. It's free to play. You can play these 8 hands first of all, and then you can compare with what I've done. Okay, here we go. And okay, so we've got the 4-4-4-1 13-point hand. This would be a terrible hand to bid in ACOL. What should you open? Probably 1 club. And if partner bids 1 spade, what are you going to do? You haven't got enough to rebid 1 no trump, which would show 15-16 or 15-17. So you've got to tell a lie. And if you've opened 1 club, the only lie you can tell is by bidding 2 clubs and pretend you've got 5 clubs. You've opened 1 diamond, then you've got a choice of 2 lies. You can bid 2 clubs, pretending you've got 5 diamonds and 4 clubs, or you can bid 2 diamonds, pretending you've got 5 diamonds. But it is 4-4-4-1 hands are terrible to bid in ACOL, very difficult. Expect here I'd open 1 club just because they're so much better than the diamonds, and hope that partner responds 1 spade and not 1 heart rather than not 1 spade. But if it does, then I've got to bid 2 clubs because it's a lie to bid 1 no trump. They're all lies. That's what makes them so bad. But here in playing strong no trump 5-card majors, you haven't got a problem. You're just going to open 1 of your minors. My view is that I open the minor that I don't want them to lead, although the robots are very keen on leading the opponent's suit. Anyway, I'm going to open a diamond. A heart from West, which will be 5 hearts, normal overcall. Partner's doubled, which is a negative double and shows exactly 4 spades. Incidentally, I suspect quite a lot of you don't play negative doubles. They're not difficult. It's simple. When partner's opened a suit and the opponent's overcall, you can double and you show 4 cards in any unbid major and possibly some 4 cards in an unbid minor, but definitely 4 cards in any unbid major. So it's not hard to play. And if you just stick to those rules, and even if you only do it up to 2 hearts, for example, where the overcall is up to 2 hearts, then you'll gain a lot from it, because you'll find that hands that would have been impossible to bid become very easy to bid. So 1 no trump from East here, who's got 9 to 11 points. So partner has got 5 to 11. That one's got 9 to 11. This one's got 8 to 17. You've got 13. But we've got the best hand at the table. Remember, nobody can have more than 13 points. That's what happens in these robot tournaments on BBO. Nobody's got more than 13 points. But this one's got at least 8. This one's got at least 9. So they've got at least 17 points. The maximum partner can have is 10, and it's probably less. But, the cards are not lying well for us. The hearts are sat over our 4 hearts. Disadvantage of bidding the minor suit, the weaker minor suit, is that partner may lead it. Although the robots are never that keen on leading suit their partner's bid. So, and I think what does 2 clubs mean? It just says that I've got 4 clubs and 4 diamonds. So it doesn't mean that it's not promising 5 diamonds. So I think I'm okay here. I'm not vulnerable. It's probably their hand, but partner looks to have spades. Partner definitely has spades, and he may well have a few hearts because East has chosen not to raise hearts. And East, in fact, we know can't have more than 2 hearts. I'm sure it says that here, 2 minus. Because if East had 3 hearts on the robot system, they would have made what's called a support redouble to show 3 hearts. So if this hand only has 5, partner's got at least 2, and partner has at least 4 spades. So I think I'm going to try 2 clubs here. Partner shouldn't go to 2 spades. But, that goes back to 2 diamonds, right? Okay. It looks like where we're going to play. It's probably their hand. We'll have a look, see how many points partner puts down. Well, puts down nice diamonds and only 4 rubbish spades. That's good. He has 3 hearts. So we know that West has 5 hearts at least. So that means that East has either 1 heart or no hearts. So we're not going to make our king of hearts until we've drawn the trumps from this hand. 8 of spades, probably not got spades. They probably do have clubs in this hand. Well, I think I want a rough spades in my hand, really. I also want to try and take club finesses. But I am going to be stuck in my hand here. And this hand, interestingly, played the 7. We know there aren't king, queen, jack here because they would have lent the king. So there are honours in this hand, but it's chosen to play the 7, which means that they've got the 10 and the jack as well in spades. Otherwise, they would have played one of them, I think. So, what am I going to do? He's bid no trumps. Probably may have the king of diamonds, which suggests that this hand's going to have. Of course, they seem to have at least queen, jack of spades. This 8 could be away from the king. It could be a singleton. No, it couldn't, because this hand would then have 5 spades and they would have bid 1 spade, not 1 no trump. So, although partner showed 4 spades, didn't they? So then perhaps not. But they got a singleton heart. So they must, they're going to have some diamonds and some clubs. Well, I'm stuck in this hand. I don't really want to play a low heart, so I'm going to play a diamond. I really want to rough 3 diamonds in my hand. Rough some clubs in dummy. I think I'm going to play ace of clubs and another club and just try and get a cross rough going. I'm going to try the 10 of clubs. Rough chance. The jack's there. Let's hope the king is there as well. Oh, the jack and king fell together. Here comes the 6 of hearts. We know that's a singleton. This hand's therefore got ace, queen, jack of hearts. No, the doubleton heart. This hand's overcalled on a 4-card suit. The robot doesn't do that very often. As we work it out, we had 4 hearts, dummy had 3, that's 7. So they had 6, and East surprisingly turned up with 2, which means that West only had 4 and overcalled on 4. And East roughed the winner, presumably because they want to play a spade back. So they only had 4 hearts. So I think that I can rough. Oh, it is getting over roughed. So this hand did have a lot of spades, right? And this hand's going to be roughing clubs now. Am I going to rough in, or am I just going to throw a spade away? I'm going down here, but they had a lot. You know, this was their hands. They could cross rough a lot. They did have an 8-card spade fit. This hand's turned up with 4 hearts, 1 spade, looks like 5 clubs, and therefore 3 diamonds. I think I've just got to throw a spade away here. I'm going to rough. Here comes another spade. I'm going to get over roughed again. But it's the jack this time. So I think that hand's just got the king of diamonds left. We've got to follow suit. Don't see why they would rough with the jack. So I think I can rough this with the queen and play the ace of diamonds, dropping the king, and now I've got the rest of the tricks, so I'm 2 off. So minus 100 may not be too bad. It was too bad. Right, so they couldn't make their contracts then. Presumably they could make 1 no trump plus 1, but sometimes they went off. Oh, we could make 1 no trump plus 1. Right. Oh well, so I don't know how we get to play in 1 no trump. Presumably, if I open something different, presumably that's what happened on these hands. They opened a club, and West then passes, doesn't bid their 4-card heart suit. Partner bids a spade, which makes ease pass, and I bid 1 no trump. Well, that's pretty. Well, this ground is pretty random, as you know, luck, basically. 15 points, it's horrible 15. The intermediates are not at all great, just the aces and diamonds, but we're going to open this. And it's 4-3-3-3 as well. I'm not going to open this 1 no trump. I am actually going to devalue it. And I'm going to open 1 club. 1 heart from partner, double. 3 hearts from me now mean 16 to 18 total points. I've only got 15, so I'm only going to bid 2 hearts. They've 3 diamonds, 3 hearts now. The law. So this is just the law of total tricks. So they're just saying they've got 5 hearts, essentially. That we have 9 trumps, and therefore we'll be all right at the 3 level. But they're not really promising any more points. They ought to be vulnerable. So this double here is promised for 4 spades at least, but this hand's chosen to bid diamonds. So they have promised 4 plus diamonds as well. And they're a passed hand. So they've got 10 or 11 points. They're likely to have the ace of diamonds, we hope. So hopefully we've only got one diamond loser. Partner should only have a doubleton if they've got 4 diamonds each. See, this hand didn't have to bid because I bid 2 hearts, so they could have passed if they had nothing. So it looks as though they've got 4 or 5 diamonds. So we should only have, hopefully we've only got one diamond loser. Partner's heart should be all right. We may not have a heart loser. We look to have, so we're hoping no heart losers, one diamond loser. But we've probably got 3 losers across the black suits. We're giving partner the king of hearts. And another card. Doesn't have to have a black king, and a black queen would be pretty useless. So I'm going to pass. We might well make 10 tricks. But and if I were playing imps, I would probably bid it. But I don't think it's better than 50%. Except that the robots are not very good players, but I'm going to pass. And partner's got the singleton ace of diamonds, which is good. And this clubs are good because of this hand. It's got the king or the queen. We can manufacture a club trick. They've got 6 hearts. So this is all looking good. So this position here where we've got 10 hearts and we've got the queen, ace, queen, and 10. There are 2 ways we could play this heart suit for no loser. Right, if the hearts are 3-0, we've got to lose a heart, whichever side they're on. And we may have to lose 2 hearts if this hand's got king jack. But if they're split 2-1, if somebody's got king jack doubleton, they're bound to make 1 trick, whatever we play. But if there's a singleton king, then we play the ace. That means we play the suit for no loser. But also, if East has king X and West has a singleton jack, then if we leave the queen from dummy, East has to cover with the king. We win with the ace and the jack falls, and our 10 is now good. So there are the 2 ways of playing it. You know, ace wins if there's a singleton king in either hand. The queen wins if there's a singleton jack in the west hand. The only thing then to consider is 3-0 breaks. And basically playing the ace will lose 2 tricks if East has king jack X of hearts. But like leading the queen will lose 2 tricks if West has king jack X of hearts. So there's nothing either way on the 3-card splits. On the 2-card splits, the ace of hearts wins whoever has the singleton king. The queen of hearts only wins if West has a singleton jack. So we're going to play a heart to the ace. And it's king jack X in the east hand, so we're going to lose 2 hearts to that hand. We can't avoid that. So while I'm here, I'm going to play king of diamonds, throw a spade, ruff the 9 of diamonds, and leave the jack of clubs and run it to this hand. He's probably going to play a spade back. The jack, which suggests that I don't have the king. Well, let's try the queen. I thought not. Ace. We can't avoid this spade loser, so let's lose it. And there's the king of clubs, so that's good. So that's got rid of our club loser. Now we've just got a trump to lose. Which we may as well just lose. Got 2 trumps to lose. No, let's just ruff the spade. Cash the 10 of clubs and lead a heart. And so we made 3 hearts. We didn't make 4. We could have made 4 if we'd led the Queen of Hearts, but so that was worth 82%. So that's got us back near to 50%. People bid 4 hearts and go down. So lots of people, most people bid 4 hearts, went down. Couple made it. But only by bad play, really. As I say, that combination, the correct play with no other information, is to lead the Ace of Hearts, and there really wasn't any other information from the bidding. I suppose that East who actually doubled for takeout, who turned out to have King Jack X of Hearts. You'd have thought it was the other hand that was more likely to have length in hearts. So 82% is where the sort of things we want to be getting. 6, 9. So this is a 14-point hand. With the minor suits, nice minor suits, 10, lots 9s and 10s, good intermediates. I'm going to upgrade this to 1 no trump. So 2 hearts here is hearts and a minor. And there, the robot, my partner's now bid 2 no trumps, which is a convention called Levensol. The odds are they've got a weak hand that just wants to play in a suit. Good news is it will quite likely be a minor suit. So it forces me to bid 3 clubs, and then partner will give a hand that make a bid that describes their hand further. It may well be that they'll show spades without a heart stop. That's an entirely possible thing for them to show. I'll explain a bit more about that if we get to that. So I got to bid 3 clubs, is what it means. And 3 hearts by them. Right, so this says they got 4 plus spades with a likely stop in hearts. Right, with 10 plus points. So this is meant to be game forcing because we've got 15 to 17. They've likely got a stop in hearts and they've got 4 spades. So that's the system we've done. And if they bid 3 spades here, they would have been showing a spade suit without a heart stop. So, well, I've only got 2 spades, so I'm not interested in playing in spades. It is 4 plus spades, but I'm going to bid 3 no trumps to say I've only got 2 spades. And it only says I got 2 to 4, but anyway. And partner doesn't go on to 4 spades, so they haven't got that many. And very conveniently, they lead a diamond. So that could be their minor suit, but it's more likely that if that's their minor suit, this robot's going to show out. It's more likely their minor suit is clubs. Right, do I want to play the jack to encourage the play of the king? That would only leave me with 1 entry to dummy, the 7 to the 8. But I think, although the king of clubs is likely to be an entry, if the ace of clubs is here. If the robots start playing hearts, I suspect the West doesn't have ace king of hearts because they would probably have led from it if they did. So we're probably hoping that this hand has ace jack or king jack of hearts, because that will give us a stop. We can finesse, and this hand would have to win their big card, provided the jack is in this hand. We just need to find out about diamonds. I'm going to play the jack. But if this hand plays low, I'm going to put the 9 in. So the set. Right. So that's that. So that concludes the fact that this West's minor suit is clubs. So I'm going to try and set up some club tricks because I can get 3 spades and 4 diamonds. Well, I'm going to put this hand on lead again with a club. And the 10's very nice. There's the ace. And they're playing clubs back. Right. I've had enough of hanging on to hearts now. They're going away. I'm going to cash. No, I'm going to get some more discards on the clubs. Nobody's thrown any spades away, sadly. I wonder if anybody will throw a spade away if I cash the queen of diamonds. One more chance. No, nobody's going to throw spades away. So I've got to cash the king and queen of spades now. I'm going to carefully preserve 7 of diamonds to the 8 of diamonds so I can get over there. Cash the ace of spades. They're going to play a big spade, but they've still got 1 spade left. 2. So I'm going to come back and just cash my diamonds. There's their 8 of spades that they hung on to. So that's not too bad, 100%. That will move us up a little bit into 2nd place. But the robot leading short suits doesn't work well. But because we hit our diamond suits, that helped. And they never switched to hearts, which would have given us a problem. We'd have been held to 9 tricks if they'd switched to hearts. Right, I've got another 14 count. But I don't like this one. Not got honors in my long suits. They're in my short suits. So you devalue hands where your honors are in your short suits. You want them in your long suits. You do want them together like this ace queen 10. You know, that could be 3 tricks. Most of the time it will be, you know, half the time it will be 2 tricks. Quarter of the time it will be 3 tricks, and a quarter of the time it will just be 1 trick. But depending on the positions of the king and the jack. So I'm just going to open this 1 club. I could think about passing, being 4th in hand, but no, I've got 1 heart, so now I can just bid 1 no trump, which shows 12 to 14 in the robot system. In ACOL, I'd have opened it 1 no trump, and we'd have probably played there. Oh, well, and the robot once again leads the opponent's suit. It's just very foolish. So we're going to have 5 heart tricks. It's important to make sure we don't block the hearts. So I'm going to would be able to win this trick with the 10 if it comes round to me, but I'm going to win it with the ace. So I've got plenty of entries to dummy. We've got stops in. We will like the opponents to play spades or diamonds, so we're actually going to play clubs. Because we're not in any immediate danger of the opponents running lots of tricks. So we play the 6, 4, and 6. I'm not winning with the 10, as I said. I'm winning with the ace, because now you see that we've got all these cards. We've got king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. So they're all high, but I could have, if I wanted to, I could play the 10 overtake with the jack, subsequently play the queen overtake with the king, so I could get 2 entries to dummy. Or alternatively, I could play the 8 of hearts to the 10 and the 9 of hearts to the queen. So I have 2 entries to my hand. So what I've done by taking the ace is to make my entries as flexible as possible. So I can get across from one hand to the other. I'm going to lead the 2 of clubs and see if anybody will pop up with the ace or king. No, I'm going to play low here. And the ace appears there. Well, they wouldn't have played the ace. Well, they could have the king, but they wouldn't have played. Now, the robot likes to play the king from the ace king. So the king is here, and that was probably a singleton ace. So we've probably got 1 club trick. Anyway, this should give us a second spade trick. We expect the king to appear there. So we can win the queen of spades. We need to come to our hand. So, as I said, we carefully set up the hearts so we could go either way. And now we're going to lead the 3 of clubs towards the queen. The king goes up. This hand won't follow. Throws a heart away. Here comes the spade. Well, the hearts are all good. The queen of clubs is good. So we can throw a diamond away. Right. So they played spades though. So they've got 2 spades still between them, which are winners. They might be in the same hand. They might be in separate hands. We've got all the tricks bar 1. So there's not much chance of doing this. We'd like. Oh, there is no chance of us making a trick because this hand's still got the jack of clubs. So now we're in dummy. We want to stay there. So we've kept everything flexible. They're throwing diamonds. We're going to throw 1 club this time. This hand's got to keep clubs and it's thrown a spade. Here comes the 9 of hearts. Hand's thrown a spade. Well, no point in keeping the club because this hand can keep it, so it's thrown it. So somebody's got 2 diamonds. So we're only going to make 9 tricks. But 9 tricks was worth 96.4%. Keeps us in 2nd place. So we now can probably tell who it is that we're chasing, because probably it's this person, the only other person who got 96.4%. Down here, that's trying to read the name. It's obviously too small the writing, but rhyme well, or something like that. Right, it could just be one of these that was a long way ahead, but we gained 20% on that board against them, so it's probably him or her. Let's have a look and see who they are. Oh, they're from England, right, but they don't tell us what their name is. Right. Oh, 15. Right. So 16 points with the singleton diamond. We could open it. We can open it. The book bid, the robot system is to open this 1 heart. You then get a 2 diamond bid from partner, and well, the robot's happy to bid 2 hearts. 2 diamonds would be game forcing because they play 2 over 1. I open 1 no trump. Partner's a passed hand. We're vulnerable. I don't think I need to take that risk. I'm just going to open 1 heart. I thought 1 spade from west. double from partner, which shows 4 clubs and 4 diamonds. So I wonder what two clubs will only show 3. It shows 4 clubs, 12 to 16 total points. That's what I've got. I don't need to jump. 2 spades. Right. So they've shown 6 spades, 12 to 19 total points, up to 17 high card points, but 6 spades, 10 plus points. Now we've only got an 8 card club fit, but so the law of total tricks suggests that they can make 2 spades and we can make 2 clubs. But 3 clubs minus 1, if they don't double, is only minus 100, and 2 spades making by them is 110. So I'm going to take a chance on 3 clubs. They might bid 3 spades. A bit of luck. And they did. Right, we'll let them play there. I will. Partner lets them play there. Right. So hopefully partner can find a heart lead. Yeah. 5. All right. Let's play the ace. See what happens. 8. So we had 5. There were 4 there. So that's 9. So between partner and West, they had 4 of them. Now, there's a reasonable chance that partner just had a singleton from that. I have seen the robot lead low from Jack X. But even if that's so, the robot doesn't believe in suit preference signals, so it doesn't matter which heart I lead back. That won't affect which suit the robot plays back. But it ought to be, if I'm giving my partner a rough, a low card says play a club, a high card would say play a diamond. Anyway, let's see what happens. Yes, King Jack there. Partner gets a rough. They're playing the ace of diamonds. I'll encourage it with the jack, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to rough. All right, now I'm going to lead another heart. My partner's getting another rough. Now here's a diamond. I might as well try and get the queen of spades. Yes. Well, let's see if there's any more to be had in hearts. No. Partner doesn't have any more trumps. Here's the ace of clubs. Partner might have the king of diamonds now coming to, yes, throw a club away. Perhaps I could have played a club, it looked better, but am I throwing a 6 of hearts? Am I roughing with the ace of spades? No point in roughing with the ace of spades. I'll throw the 6 of clubs. And they've roughed, so they haven't got any more losers. Partner had 5 clubs all the time. So the reason I said partner had 5 clubs all the time there, if we just look at the bigger hand. The reason I said partner had 5 clubs is because I'd done the sum. So I'm normally talk you through these, calculating the layouts, but you could, if you get used to it, so the patterns in which you can divert, 13 cards can be split up. So a common one is 5, 4, 3, 1. It came up several times in the last hand. Came up here. We've got 4 clubs. Dummy had 3. Declarer led the 9. Won the ace. they had a winning king of diamonds there, which they roughed in their hand. So they only had one club. They'd have thrown away a club if they had it. And therefore, I know since there was one there, three there, four there must be five there. So it's well worth your while learning the common ways in which 13 cards can be divided. So there's 4-4-3-2, 5-3-3-2, 4-3-3-3, 5-4-2-2, 5-4-3-1. And you work your way down. You only need to remember the top 10 and you'll cover most hands. But that then these calculations become automatic. Right. Here we go. That was worth, getting 3 offers worth 85%. That has got us into the lead. 2 hearts by East. Well, we could double. We've got 21 points. What does the robot thinks 3 no trumps is? 19 to 24 points with a stop in hearts. Well, I think that's what I've got. But you see, I've got 5 club tricks, a diamond, a spade, and a heart if they lead them. I don't need very much from partner. I need 1 trick from partner to make 3 no trumps. So that's what I'm going to bid. And partner turns up with those spades and that diamond. So what's going to be interesting is, dare we risk the spade finesse? So they're giving us the first heart trick, which is very sensible. You see how sensible the robot is here. The robot gone up with the ace and played another heart. They've got 6, remember. There are 3 in dummy, that's 9. So there's 4 between us. So I've got 2 and the robot's got 2. If he plays the ace and then plays my king, this West robot won't have any more hearts to lead when they get in. Because he's let me win the king of hearts, because they've ducked the ace. When they win, this hand, if the West hand gets it on lead, they'll have a heart to lead. So over to the 5 hearts in this hand. So that was good play by the robot to duck. Let me win my king of hearts. And now, if I let them in, they will run the tricks off. So I'm going to force them to make some discards. I'll have to make some as well on the clubs. 5 rounds of clubs. You see, I'll throw a club and 2 hearts from dummy. I've got 2 more discards to make. I'm going to discard two diamonds and see what, keep track of their discards. They won't have as many discards to make because this hand, East will probably throw away hearts. But I'm interested in what West will discard. But West will probably only have 1 discard to make. So let's play our clubs. Throw a couple of diamonds away. Hearts are starting to come from here. So this hand had 4 clubs. They've thrown a diamond away. Interesting. Let's play the 7 of diamonds. And the spades come from that hand, the 9 of spades. Well, this hand had 6 hearts. They followed to 3 clubs. And remember, remember the pattern 5-4-3-1? We had 5. This had, dummy had 1. West had 4. East had 3. So even if you weren't remembering at the time that they followed with 3, you can work it out from that pattern. So they got 6 hearts and 3 clubs. That's 9. So they've got 4 cards in diamonds and spades. All right. So we're really looking, obviously we're looking here at over tricks. Can we make all these spades? So if you look at it, it's interesting. If East had played the ace of hearts and then given me the king of hearts, so West was out, I knew West was out of hearts, I could cross to the king of diamonds and lead the jack of spades from there, and if East didn't cover, play low. And even if West won, they wouldn't be able to play hearts, but then all my spades would be good. But I can't do that because West still does have a heart. They had 2 hearts, 4 clubs, and they've thrown a diamond away now. So I'm just going to try and get a bit more of the picture by playing some diamonds. Right. So when the robot's following suit, they religiously play the lower of touching ons, but when they're discarding, they're quite happy to play the higher of equals. So my diamond hasn't become good, but this robot threw a spade. They didn't throw a diamond, and they've turned up with at least 2 diamonds. So they don't have more than 2 spades. So I'm in my hand. I'm going to play the ace of spades and see what happens. They followed suit. They could see dummy spades. I don't think they'd have thrown a spade away if they had queen x of spades. So they got plenty of hearts to throw away still. So I'm going to take the spade finesse. I'm going to assume that the West has 3 or more spades. This hand turned up with at least 2 diamonds, so they can't have more than 2 spades. In fact, can they? No, so they can't have more than 2 spades, and we've seen their 2 spades, so the spade finesse is going to work. Right. The king drops the queen, and the other 2 spades are good. And that's worth 100% as well. Well, I don't see why it should be. I mean, the robot could have saved a trick by going up with the ace, but they gave us a chance. You know, that was their best play to beat the contract, was to finesse. So what did everybody else do? Did they not make? Why did they not make 13 tricks? Because they didn't. They played in clubs or spades. They played in spades rather than playing in no trumps. And lots of people only made 430. No. Okay, it's good, getting up towards 80%. So we've got a 6-4 shape here, which is very powerful. All our honors are in our long suits. So, well, it's only 14 points, but we don't need much from partner to make game. So we'll open a spade. We're not strong enough to bid 2 clubs, that's for sure. 1 no trump from partner, which is a forcing 1 no trump. 3 minus spades. So if the robot has a good, so the 1 no trump covers a number of hands. So if the robot plays it at 6+ high card points, so the normal, what we would normally do, a hand that can't bid at the 2 level, and there are a lot more hands that can't bid at the 2 level when we play 2 over 1, because it's forcing to game. So this could be up to 12 points. But also the robot if the robot has a good raise with 3 spades, they bid 1 no trump first. Lots of people who play 2 over 1 will play 1 no trump followed by a minimum bid in spades, just shows 0 points and 3 spades. But the robot doesn't do that. So if it now jumps in spades, it's showing a good 3-card raise in spades. But we'll have to see. So we now have a choice. We could bid 3 spades, but I think it thinks 3 hearts will promise 5 hearts, won't it? 5 hearts and 5 spades. So I'm going to take a chance on it passing me out in 2 hearts. But this does show this hand 14 to 22 total points. Right, so it has very few spades and probably only 3 hearts. That's got 4 hearts. Right. Anyway, so yep, that looks good because we've got to lose 2 clubs and a diamond to go with a heart that we're going to lose. We haven't actually got an entry to dummy to lead hearts towards us. So we'll play low here. And they had to go up with the ace. That's good. Let's play the 3. They're going to have to switch to something, a spade. The fact that I went up with the ace means that the king's here. So 6 of spades. We've got 8 spades between us. What I want to do is force them to play a minor suit. So it looks as though this hand's didn't want to play hearts, so it may have the queen of hearts. 6, 7. Where's the 5? I think I'm going to risk. I'm going to risk playing another spade to try and exhaust one of them with spades. And then my one plan is to play the king of spades, hope the spades are 3-2 so that one of them's out of spades, and then lead the 8 of clubs up towards the queen of clubs because we think this hand has the king of clubs because this hand went up with the ace. Then the queen of clubs would be a winner and there's a chance that they could set up diamonds. Or they might choose to play hearts. But if I play the 8 of clubs now, they got a safe exit with a spade. If I take their last spade out, it looks as though this hand has 2 spades and this hand had 3 spades. So when this hand wins, they'll either have to play a diamond or a club or a trump, we hope. There's the diamond. They probably haven't underled the king. No, that was sad. Jack of clubs. That gets me to dummy. So I'm going to throw my 2 of spades away. And the reason I want to get to dummy is so I can play hearts. Because I haven't got any losers in my hands now. Which heart should I lead? Are they going to put me back in dummy again? If I lose to this hand, they're going to have to put me back in dummy again. So I'm going to lead the 4 of hearts. 3, I'm going to try the jack. That drew the ace. Right, so the queen is here. 6 of diamonds. Queen of diamonds, throw the 4 of spades away. I'm going to lead another heart. Queen, king, we knew that. So we've still got the 10 of hearts to lose, but that's it. Our spades are good. So well, I've only got 1 trump out, which is a big one. So let's just do this. Robots never rough with the master trump until they're forced to. Well, I wasn't sure if I got the right line of play there, but 92.9% looks good. Moves us up over 80. Were other people in? Are they going too high? 2 hearts going off, 4 spades going off. Not people in 2 spades. Right. So, all right. So now we'll carry on with this hand, which is a 21-point hand. 5-4-2-2 we consider to be balanced, so that in pretty much everybody's system is a 2-no trump opening bid. 3 no trumps from partner, so they don't have a 4-card major. The robot religiously uses Stayman if they have a 4-card major. Opposite 2 no trumps, so we're expecting a spade lead here. And the robot chooses to lead the other major. Right, what are we going to do here? I've only got one entry to dummy. King of Hearts led, and we obviously aim to take a club finesse, which if it loses is going to lose to the danger hand. But we can find out how dangerous they are by ducking some. They're that dangerous. Right, so now we know the situation. This hand has, remember we had 4, dummy had 3, this hand had 1, so this hand has 5 hearts, headed by the King, Queen, Jack, 10. So if they get in, they're going to be able to cash a lot of hearts. This hand's thrown a club, which suggests they probably don't have the king. So the club finesse is probably wrong. So we need to think, can we make this contract without bringing in the clubs? So if we make 1 heart, 2 spades, that's 3. Ace of clubs is 4. If we make 5 diamond tricks, that's making our contract. If we lose the club finesse and they cash their hearts, that's going to be 1 off. So because we know they started with 5 hearts, so I'll make 4 heart tricks and the king of clubs. So I might as well win and see if we can make 5 diamond tricks. I either need the diamonds to be 3-3 or the jack to drop doubleton. The odds are that this hand has 4 diamonds. No, the diamonds have broken 3-3. Is there any point in me hanging on to hearts? No. Well, yes, there is. I'll hang on to 1 heart, I think, because we think the king of clubs is in the west hand. So they'll hang on to that. They've got to find 2 discards now. I've got to discard at least 1 club, so I'm going to do that first. And they've thrown a spade. Makes me wish I cashed the ace king of spades before I did this. So I have to find another discard. Oh. They still haven't thrown a heart. This hand's thrown another club. I really do think this hand's got the king of clubs. Remember, I started with 5 clubs. Dummy started with 2. That's 7. So they had 6, and 2 of them have been discarded by East. So they got 4 left. East had 3 diamonds and 1 heart. So they could have discarded a spade here. They didn't need to be discarding clubs. They don't know what I've got here because I opened 2 no trumps. But I just don't think they've discarded down to king X of clubs. I think the king of clubs this is in this hand. Could it be singleton is the question. They've thrown a spade away. They had 5 hearts and 3 diamonds. That's 8. We've seen the spade, that was 9. So they've got 4 more cards. Oh, we know they've got 3 hearts. We know they've got 3 more hearts in their hand. Right, so they've got 3 more hearts. And I think they've got King X of clubs and 2 spades. I really do think they've got. I'm going to throw another club away because I'm going to try an end play. That's 1 heart gone. Right. So now, even if we lost a club finesse, we wouldn't go down. But I think they've thrown a heart because they've got King of clubs. So I'm going to try and get rid of their spades. I think they've now got a king and another club and 2 hearts. So I'm going to lead the 8 of hearts and see what happens. Oh no. They did have the singleton king of clubs by the looks of it. They had the singleton king of clubs, so I only made 9 tricks, which won't be very good. 53%. Yeah. I had an extra spade. Right, still 78% is enough for first place. So I hope you found those interesting. There was a fair bit of counting to be done there. And just to say, do try and remember all the common break ways in which 13 cards can be split into 4 amounts. Because that both applies to how a suit is distributed between the 4 hands and the way 13 cards can be split up in your hand to the shapes that you can have between the 4 suits. So it's well worth memorizing those because it does make things simpler. You don't have to do the counting that I go through sometimes. You can actually it just happens automatically once you're familiar with the shapes, like it was when I said my partner had 5 clubs. Because I'd seen 4, 3, and 1 from the other hands, I knew partner had 5. I didn't have to do the sum to 13. So if you remember learn the shapes, then that will speed up the calculations. You'll be able to do more of them and be able to do it at the speed you need to do when you're playing a hand at the club. I know we play it a bit slow here as I go through it, but you can actually learn to do that counting at the speed that's needed to play a hand in 7.5 minutes. If you learn those possible shapes, and they're easy to find in the book or to look up online, and you can see that just learn the top 10 ones. Top 10 ones will give you 80%, more than 80% of hands, and if you learn the top 15, you'll be up to about 98% of all hands. So it's not that much effort that you can make to enable you to count the hands much more quickly. And so it's worth learning those things. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, in which case please do click like, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to it, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching.